Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to USCFP's short videos part of our free online GRE course. These videos will help you prepare for the GRE, which is essential for graduate level admissions in most universities in the United States and for the Fulbright Scholarship Program. I'm Amna Mahmood and I have been affiliated with the USCFP in various capacities since 2017. This session will be for GRE Verbal, and this is video number 11 of 12 in this series. In this video, we will look at the issue task in detail and do an example. Please keep a notebook and a pen handy and let's work together on this. Let's look at the structure of the issue task first. The issue task presents an issue of general interest, followed by specific instructions on how to respond to that issue. Each issue topic makes a claim that can be discussed from various perspectives and applied to many different situations or conditions. You're required to think about the issue from several points of view and consider the complexity of the ideas associated with those views. As you think through your response, make notes on the scratch paper or computer about the position you want to take and list the main reasons and examples you could use to support that position. And you will have 30 minutes for the analyze an issue task. Okay, so let's look at an example now. The issue prompt reads, as people rely more and more on technology to solve problems, the ability of humans to think for themselves will surely deteriorate. The instructions following this statement are: discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with this statement and explain your reasoning for the position you take. In developing and supporting your position, you should consider ways in which the statement might or might not hold true and explain how these considerations shape your position. So in this task, you're being asked to discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the statement. So the responses may range from strong agreement to strong disagreement to qualified or limited agreement or qualified or limited disagreement. To receive a top score, it is particularly important that you remain focused on the task and provide clearly relevant examples and reasons to support the point of view you are expressing. Okay, so as you start thinking about a possible response, keep the following things in mind. What precisely is the central issue? What precisely are the instructions asking you to do? Do you agree with all or any part of the claim? Why or why not? Does the claim make certain assumptions? If so, are they reasonable? Is the claim valid only under certain conditions? If so, what are they? Do you need to explain how you interpret certain terms or concepts used in the claim? For example, in this case, how would you interpret technology or solving problems or the ability to think? What examples, either real or hypothetical, could you use to illustrate those reasons and advance your point of view? Which examples are most compelling? Once you've decided on a position to defend, consider the perspectives of others who might not agree with your position and ask yourself, what reasons might someone use to refute or undermine your position? How should you acknowledge or defend against those views in your essay? So this topic could produce a wide variety of approaches and responses, especially considering the different possible interpretations of the phrase, the ability of humans to think for themselves, or technology, as we've mentioned previously. For example, you may agree with the topic and argue that reliance on technology leads to dependency. We come to rely on problem-solving technologies to such a degree that when they fail, we are in worse shape than if we didn't have them altogether. Also, Everyday technologies such as calculators and cash registers have decreased our ability to perform simple calculations, a use it or lose it approach to thinking ability. Alternatively, you may disagree with the topic and argue that the technology facilitates and improves our thinking skills, stating that developing, implementing, and using technology requires problem solving. Technology frees us from mundane problem solving, for example, calculations, and allows us to engage in more complex thinking. Technology provides access to information otherwise unavailable. Technology connects people at a distance and allows them to share ideas. And technology is dependent on the human ability to think and make choices. And every implementation of and advancement in technology is driven by human intelligence and decision making. Lastly, you could also decide to explore a middle ground in the debate and point out that while technology may diminish some mental skill sets, it enables others, and perhaps more important types of thinking to thrive. Such a response might distinguish between complex problem solving and simple data maintenance, for example, performing calculations and organizing information. You can also decide to strongly agree or strongly disagree, and this will depend on how compelling your examples are for the stance you're taking. For example, if you decide to strongly agree, you may have to provide 3 examples in favor of the statement and 1 against it. And you have to be confident that through your writing, you will be able to convey your stance. You will also observe that the response to an issue statement would depend on your unique experiences, and in this case, your experience interacting with technology. What really does count is your ability to clearly express a particular point of view in relation to the issue and specific task instructions, and to support that position with relevant reasons and examples. So as you can see, you're free to organize and develop your response in any way that you think will allow you to effectively communicate your ideas about the issue. The ETS essay raters will see some issue responses at the score level of 6 that begin by briefly summarizing the writer's position on the issue and then explicitly announcing the main points to be argued. They will also see others lead into the writer's position by making a prediction, asking a series of questions, describing a scenario, or defining critical terms in the quotation. The raters know that a writer can earn a high score by giving multiple examples or by presenting a single extended example. You should use as many or as few paragraphs as you consider appropriate for your argument. For example, you will probably need to create a new paragraph whenever your discussion shifts to a new cluster of ideas. What matters is not the number of examples, the number of paragraphs, or the form your argument takes, but the cogency of your ideas about the issue and the clarity and skill with which you communicate those ideas to academic readers. So GIE raters are trained to review diverse writing styles, as discussed just now. However, I do want to share a generalized outline to allow you to focus your thoughts and think strategically. And just as a means of a disclaimer here, please feel free to only apply this if it works for you. So you can start the first paragraph by paraphrasing the issue, whether it's a statement, a claim, a recommendation, or the policy, and state your position. Summarize the goal of your essay according to the specific instructions. For example, if you decide to strongly agree or disagree, mention it in the first paragraph so the reader knows what to expect in the essay. In the second paragraph, you could state and elaborate upon the strongest point in support of your position, whether you're agreeing, disagreeing, or taking a middle ground, within the scope of the specific instructions. In the third paragraph, you could state and elaborate upon another point in support of your position, again, whether you're agreeing, disagreeing, or taking a middle ground, within the scope of the specific instructions. You can add additional paragraphs to support your position if you have more examples. In the second last paragraph, you could address an opposition to your position and then counter the opposing position with a relevant detailed response. And this is very important. As we've already seen in video 10, all issue task instruction sets ask you to consider an opposing point of view that challenges your stance. In the last paragraph, you can conclude by summarizing your position in a way that addresses the specific instructions. Okay, so the example that we did just now has been taken from the ETS website. If you want to view sample responses to this issue task and the scores that they received, from the score of 6 to the score of 1, you can visit this link. This page also provides the rater commentary for each scored responses. For your practice, ETS has published the entire pool of issue tasks from which your test issue task will be selected, and this can be accessed on this link. Thank you for watching. I hope this session proved to be useful for you. Please remember to check out other videos in this series. To wrap up, I'm going to conclude with the main takeaways that we learned in this video.